we are discussing about Narada Rishi's enlightenment. Generally, people only know how Narada Muni, being a spiritual spaceman, he goes all around saying Narayana, Narayana, like that. Narada Muni chants and goes. Many Indians, Hindus are aware, they saw in the movies, they saw in different stories, heard about it. But today we are discussing Narada Rishi's life. How did he get such body, which is out of all miseries? There are no miseries for him. There is no old age for him. And there is no unhappiness for him. He is never unhappy, always smiling and enjoying. And wherever he goes, that place becomes purified. And people worship him as a great sage, Brahma Rishi Narada. All the great kings, great personalities respect him, surrender to him. And nobody can trouble him, nobody can beat him, nobody can kill him. Such a personality. He's also Acharya in the Sampradaya. Such a personality. How did he become like that? So it's a very natural inquisitiveness. We all, as a Hindus, Sanatanis, must have. Who is this Narada Rishi? So that is what we are discussing. He was a small boy, and how his mother was taking care of him, how he received blessings of great sages, and how he heard Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna's pastimes. So how he became a devotee by hearing Bhagavatam, and the result of that he got developed attraction for Krishna. Then his mother passed away, and he took that as an opportunity and started walking towards north. As a small boy, a 5 years old boy, walked. He was completely depending on Krishna. He was not depending on anything else. Very, very natural detachment to this world, body, everything. He walked through great forests. He walked through valleys, towns, metropolis. He walked through the deep jungles where are snakes, jackals, ferocious animals. But he was not disturbed by all those things. Since he walked so much, he was tired. When he felt tired, he went to the bank of a river or lake, took bath. Nature has given everything. Sweet water, nice trees for the shade, ample of food for everybody to eat and enjoy and relish the life. So he took the shelter of nature. He took bath, took little water, palm full of water from the river. That water was so tasty, like a nectar. He felt completely relieved. The fatigue of Narada Rishi went off as a small boy, 5 years old boy. Then he sat under a tree and started meditating. He started meditating on Supreme Personality of Godhead as told by the Bhaktivedanta sages when he was there at Rishi's ashrama back then with the mother. He followed the direction of them, and he meditated on the Lord. As he's meditating on the Lord, suddenly at the lotus of his heart, he saw Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna seated in his heart. He developed immense love and attraction for the Lord. So much he started feeling, he was feeling so much joy and experiencing that at the lotus heart. He is seeing the Lord. He got the glimpse of what can happen if the Lord comes in one's life. From there, we're going to discuss today in the session. Okay, so now let us offer our prayers and start today's session. I'll share my screen for all of you. So all of you unmute yourself. Let us offer our prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudirayet
Tato Jayamudirayeet.
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Verse number 17. Premati Bhara Nirbhinna
Premadibara Nirbhinna.
Pulakango Ati Nivritaha
Pulakango Tinirvritaha.
Ananda Samplavelino
Ananda Samplavelino.
Napashyam Ubhayam Mune
Napashyam Ubhayam Mune.
Premati Bhara Nirbhinna
Premadibara Nirbhinna.
Pulakango Ati Nivritaha
Pulakango Adinirvritaha.
Ananda Samplavelino
Ananda Samplavelino.
Napashyam Ubhayam Mune.
Napashyam Ubhayam Mune.
Please mute yourself. I will explain. O Vyasadeva, Narada Rishi speaking. At that time, being exceedingly overpowered by the feelings of happiness, every part of my body became separately enlivened. Being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy, I could not see both myself and the Lord. Very beautiful. What happens when you see Krishna face to face? Srila Prabhupada says, if you follow whatever I said properly, chanting, following principles, etc., perfectly, in this life itself, you can see Krishna face to face. When Prabhupada says you can see Krishna face to face, Now you please know, what does it mean seeing Krishna face to face in this life? Being exceedingly overpowered by the feelings of happiness, full of joy, unlimited, inexplainable joy he started feeling. Today, for happiness, we try various things. If you keep a very tasty food on your tongue, ice cream, something very tasty food on your tongue, you feel happy. Oh, so nice. I'm enjoying. That is a uh, just a one sense out of five senses, material dull senses, not real sense, which all chemicals are released. This is an imitation body. What we have got is imitation body. Real body is a soul's body. Atma is a body. That body is a real body. This is an imitation body, which is created to enjoy in the material world. One sense, one very tasty food. People go so many kilometers to eat, In a Mangalore city, there is a street food fiesta. People come from 60 kilometers, 70 kilometers, 100 kilometers to eat. So that much joy a little bit of food can give in the tongue. That is one varieties of happiness. Something very soothing music you hear. People say, I cry, I like to hear again and again and again. And something very beautiful you see. Maybe a nature, and you want to look at it again and again. Some people take that photo and put it on their wall in their homes, a beautiful nature, or sometimes some celebrities were looking beautiful. They want to put it because when look, they feel happiness to the eyes, hearing nice music to the ears, smell, taste, touch, etc., etc. If this much happiness, what we see is compared to a drop of water of the ocean. Ocean is Anandam Vardhanam. It has unlimited happiness. And what happiness we are experiencing in this world through not Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness happiness is real happiness. Material happiness, which we are experiencing through these senses and the mind. There's a happiness to the senses, happiness to the mind, happiness to the buddhi, the intelligence. So this senses happiness is compared to a drop of water. We are hungry for happiness, and you're hungry for too hungry. Somebody gives one grain rice. Okay, take this. You want food? No. That is food, but that is not sufficient for you. You're hungry. One grain rice, what can it do for you when you're too hungry? So the material happiness is like that. It is a very, very minuscule, small happiness. Now, what Narada Rishi is experiencing is exceedingly overpowered by the feelings of unlimited happiness. Seeing the Lord, not only his eyes, he says, every part of my body became separately enlivened. You see, this is very important to know. When you see the Lord, it is not that you only see and enjoy in your eyes. Your eyes will enjoy, your tongue will enjoy, your ears will enjoy, your skin will enjoy. You will completely get immersed in that joy. That is what is looking at the Lord is. That is why Dhruva Maharaj is saying after seeing Vishnu, he went with an anticipation to get a kingdom as a Kshatriya. But in he saw Vishnu, all is he thought, what am I asking? I'm asking a broken pieces of glass. Kachan vichinnam apidivyaratnam swamim kritartosmi varam nayache. Lord, you come in front of me. My all desires have gone. I only want you. That kind of happiness. Now the Narada Rishi is going through every limbs of his body was separately enlivened, being absorbed in an ocean of ecstasy. I could not see both myself and Allah. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is an incarnation of Hamsa Avatara of the Lord. Hamsa Avatara of the Lord explains to Lord Brahma what is actually experience of devotional service. Devotion to Lord means what is the ecstasy one can experience. One example is given, just like a drunkard man, a drunken madman who has drunken very heavily alcohol. He is oblivious to what is happening around to his body and his clothes. Sometimes his clothes are torn, sometimes his clothes are dirty. He is oblivious to that. Similarly, one who is experiencing, become mad and intoxicated with the love of God, he becomes oblivious to the material world and material body and material senses. That is the power of the love of God. So this is the real happiness. We all meant to experience that, and we have so many senses. As I explained earlier, if my shirt has the hand stitched by the tailor, because I have hand, shirt is stitched with the tailor stitched the hand in the shirt and pants. Like that, the soul, Atma, has senses. Atma has a sense of seeing. Atma has a sense of thinking. Atma has the sense of walking. Atma has a sense of hearing. For that, external manifestation is this body. This body is not necessity for a hearing. We should not mistake. Okay, only I can hear if I my material. Today, yes, somebody may be blind, he cannot see because we are materially conditioned. Unconditional, self-realized soul does not require the senses, the external senses. The soul's senses are sufficient. Easy to understand. Like when you're sleeping at the night. If you're sleeping at the night, no, in the night, in the dream, you are seeing. Where your eyes are closed, how are you seeing? In the night, you are hearing, you are talking to somebody. But externally, you are silently sleeping. Where are you talking? You are not talking. There is no sound in your room where you are sleeping. But in the dream, you are hearing, you are talking, you are seeing. How is it happening? So there are these senses, what we see outside, it's an external manifestation. This is a body given to us to experience this world, because this world soul can't interact. It's a spiritual. This world is material. So that is why this body is given. So when one sees the Lord, he completely get purified. This body is no more than material body. That is why Acharya's body is no more material body. One who's pure devotee, the touch of the pure devotee purifies everything because his body is not material, it's spiritual. So that becomes spiritualized by the uh, purification after gets purified. That is why in our Samskriti, in our culture, we worship cloth given by Guru, shoes used by Prabhupada, and any vessels used. Why? Because it is touched by the great devotee, pure devotee, it got purified. So, like that, we should understand what is the happiness. Today, it's difficult for us to actually understand and experience this. Experience the forget. Your understanding is not possible for us. What is spiritual happiness means? You know, if you have a small child at your home, you ask the child, go to the market and buy urad dal and come. And unless if he goes to the shop and the child has not seen the urad dal, and he goes and says in the market, give me urad dal. If the shop person gives tur dal, he will bring it. He does not know what is actually tur dal or urad dal, isn't it? It happened once. So he told somebody, some small volunteer, go and get this. He got something else because he has not seen in his life what is urad dal means. It's a material example. If you don't know something else is given, you will not know what exactly it is. Like that, we have never seen what is spiritual happiness. That is why we are not aware. So this is how Narada Muni is going through the great happiness of seeing the Lord. So Prabhupada said, as such, in the transcendental ecstasy, it is so happened that senses became separately enlivened to serve the Lord. This is being so. Narada Muni lost himself in seeing both himself and the Lord simultaneously. Now let us go to next verse. What happens next? Please unmute yourself. Rupam Bhagavato Yattan
Rupam Bhagavado
Manaha Kantam Shuchapaham
Manahakantam Chapaham
Apashyan Sahasottasthe
Apasyan Sahato Taste
Vaiklavyad Durmana Iva.
Vaiklavya Durmana Iva.
Please mute yourself. The transcendental form of the Lord, as it is, satisfies the mind's desire and at once erases all mental incongruities. Upon losing that form, I suddenly got up, being perturbed, as is usual when one loses that which is desired. Now, what happened to this Narada Rishi when he was a young boy, previous life? He was experiencing happiness and suddenly, and his mind was completely satisfied. No more desires, no more hankering, and all the disturbances in the mind is gone, no mental disturbances. When he's experiencing and seeing the Lord like that, suddenly the Lord disappeared. He's not able to see. He's not able to see what he was seeing. Because something very, very interesting was going on. Like no, something, no climax of the movie is going on. Or the last portion of the cricket match is going on for the cricket lovers. In our days, olden days, there is no much generator and those things. At home, the TV they will watch. There's no mobile phone. And the last, when the movie is climax is coming, power goes off sometimes. Enjoying the rasa of the movies. That time it is taken away. It's a material example, but to relate. So the Narada Rishi is enjoying the association of the Lord and seeing the Lord and exceedingly happy. Every part of his body is enlivened. Suddenly he disappeared. He loses. And he suddenly got up and started searching. Started searching everywhere. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? So Prabhupada writes, actually, God is not impersonal. People say, no, God is no form. God has no material form. But God has the spiritual form. That the Lord is formless or the impersonal means that he has nothing like a material form. He is not like us. We have form. His form is a spiritual form. That's why just by seeing that spiritual form, you can't take off your eyes. Your every part, not only eyes, every whole body gets enlivened by seeing. That's a spiritual form of the Lord. So he was seeing that, and he had that glimpse. He was completely purified, and he now lost it, and he started searching everywhere. Where is that God? He was looking for. Now let us see what happens next. Okay, unmute yourself. Vidrukshustadaham bhuyaha
दिदृक्षुस्तदहं भूयः
pranithaya manohridi
प्रणिधाय मनोहृदि
Vikshamanopi napashyam
वीक्षमाणोऽपि नापश्यन्
avitrupta ivaturaha.
अवितृप्त इवातुरः.
Mute yourself. I desire to see again that transcendental form of the law. But despite my attempts to concentrate upon the heart with eagerness to view that form again, I could not see him any more. And thus dissatisfied, I was very much aggrieved. You became very unhappy, not able to see Lord again. So he became very disturbed, Narada Rishi. Prabhupada says, there is no mechanical process to see the form of the law. It completely depends on the mercy of the law. The Lord will decide whether he should show you or not, come in front of you or not come in front of you. We cannot demand Lord has to do this. Lord is completely independent. Sometimes we go to Krishna and ask, Krishna, I am in difficulty. I'll completely depend on you and save me from this difficulty. When we offer that prayer in our mind, it is already there. Actually, my difficulty is a financial difficulty. My salary should increase or my income should increase. Indirectly, I'm asking that. I depend on you. I'm in great difficulty. Please help me. I'm asking a very particular thing. But if you're really depending on the Lord will decide how to take you out of the difficulty. You should not decide. This way only Lord should help me. Sometimes people become very unhappy. I pray to the Lord, still I failed in my exams. I pray to the Lord, still you see in my home there is a lot of challenges. Somebody passed away. You should allow Lord to take care of you how He wants to take care of you. He knows what is good for you. He knows how to remove your suffering and bring happiness in your life. You should allow Krishna to take charge. Just like when you go to an operation theater. Operation theater, you have to allow doctor to decide how he will do the surgery, how he will cut your body, how he will operate, how he will stitch the body, how he will do the things. You have to leave. You cannot keep directing the Lord, directing the doctor. No, no, do like this, do like this. It should not pain me when you are doing. Doctor knows what is good and how to operate properly and cure your disease. Like that, when the difficulty comes in your life, when challenges come in your life, You should always remember Krishna is taking care of me. And I allow Krishna to take care of me however he wishes me to be taken care. It's all Lord's mercy. That is why devotee smiles when the difficulty comes also. Devotee smiles even the enjoyment comes also. For him, both is Lord's Leela. Perhaps I have told this story of a sadhu. Still, it is very relevant. I will tell again. Once in a holy place, some people were traveling in a boat from one shore of the river to other shore of the river, a very big river. A boat was carrying many people. One among them was a devotee. A Babaji was carrying the water pot and sitting. Simple cloth he is wearing, kaupina, and sitting. He is also part of the travelers in the boat, passenger. When the boat reached the middle of the river, there was a heavy wind. Due to the heavy wind, the boat was about to swept away, and water started entering inside the boat. And everybody, because holy place, people all cried, "Oh Lord, oh God, where are you? We are drowning. Krishna, we are drowning. We are drowning, drowning." Like that, they started screaming and start making appeal to God. Surprisingly, when everybody was making appeal like this to save them, this devotee Babaji went to the side of the boat, took his water pot, taking water from the river and started pouring inside the boat. Already water is getting filled inside the boat. He is adding water to that. Quickly, quickly he is adding. Nobody's understanding why he is maybe madman. Then after some time, boat got stabilized, and then everybody relieved. God, we are saved. We are saved. They all prayed the Lord, appreciated. Now the same Babaji started taking the water pot and started taking the water from the boat and started throwing outside the boat. Very strange. Finally, the boat reached safely to the other side. Some people went and asked, "What is this strange behavior, my dear devotee, Babaji? Why are you doing like this?" When everybody is saying drowning, 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 you are further adding to it. When everybody is saved, that time you are trying to throw the water out. What is this strange behavior? Babaji said, when you all said, "God, our boat is drowning and drowning," I thought that is a desire of God. Wish of Krishna is that now we all have to drown in the river and die. Whatever is done by God is good only. If God wants this to happen, I was just serving the God in his mission. Little bit like Alilu Seve. Rama wants to build the bridge and they involved in it, building the bridge. So Krishna wants, maybe the Lord wants to drown us in the river. So water is coming inside. I was doing seva to the Lord. Then when you all said is saved, saved, then I understood God does not want us to die. God has changed his mind. Then I want to again serve the Lord by throwing the water outside. So this is called completely depending on the Lord. We need not to do that. If some pain is there, again add pain to that. That is not I am trying to say. What I am trying to say is that even at the time of difficulty in our life, we should consider that that is also a mercy of the Lord. Then only Krishna will come in your life. This is how the Narada Rishi took in his life. Mother passed away. He said, Tasyaham anugrahanami. I consider this as an anugraha, the mercy of the Lord. Mother passed away. He did not consider that as an obstacle. Difficult situation also. The devotee of Krishna, devotee of the Lord, is happy. Nobody can take away happiness from the devotees. Recently, I was hearing Srila Prabhupada's a lecture. In 1966, he was giving a lecture in New York. He mentioned on a very interesting point. Srila Prabhupada said, in 1940s, 1940, somewhere around that time, there was a great famine in West Bengal. Famine is different from drought. Drought means when there is no rain, shortage of food is called drought, shortage of rain. Famine means basically it can be artificial, it can be any reason. There is no food available. These Britishers cunningly, cruelly did something. They didn't want Bengal people to get food. They tons and tons of food grains. They were drowning it in the ocean, and so that food is unavailable for people, and they die. You can read this history of our historically it is recorded. You can go to Google and search that famine in 1940 famine in Bengal. It will give 30 million people died. No, 3 million people died. 30 lakh people died. 30 lakh people died on the roadsides and all people died. Without food, everybody became skeleton and dying. Prabhupada was there in Bengal at that time. Prabhupada was in Kolkata. Kolkata, lakhs of people died. And Prabhupada said in that lecture, he was a devotee. His father is a devotee. He said, there is no trouble for us. Though there were so many troubles were going on around, there is no trouble to Srila Prabhupada. There is food is supplied by the Lord. Then I went and inquired with some devotees in Kolkata. How are they doing? Do they have food to eat? And he found every devotees, all the devotees of the Lord, they had no shortage of food. They had food. Lord has given them what is needed. Then Prabhupada goes on to say, when you become devotee of Krishna, Krishna will take care of you. God will take care of you. Now you may ask, why did God take, why there was a famine, why such kind of situation, fear, anxiety came? That is the Lord has some plan. But devotee Lord protects, and devotee Lord protects however he wants to protect him. This complete dependency on Krishna is called Sharanagati. Avashya rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa iti palana. Avashya rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will definitely protect me. Rakshishyati iti Vishwasaha. This complete faith that Krishna, our Lord, will protect me is a symptom of a devotee. Then Lord knows how to take care of you. So here it is said, Lord is completely independent. He takes care of the way it is good for you. Like a parents will take care of the child, what is good for the child. Sometimes parents may not allow a child to go for playing outside because parents are worried about the future of the child. Child may be unhappy. Why parents are not allowing me to go outside and play? Like that, sometimes something God may not give in our life, that is also good for us. Sometimes God will give in our life, That is also good for us. That is the kind of the life one should lead in one's life. So this is how he was aggrieved, and because Lord is independent, Lord has just disappeared. The sun rises out of own accord. Also, Lord is pleased to present out of his causeless mercy. One should simply await the opportune moment and go on discharging the prescribed duty in the devotional service of the Lord. One should not ask why it is not happening. I am doing service to Krishna, still my life, no much difficulty is there. You should not question like this. Then you're doubting on Lord's, you're yet to become devotee. One should simply going on discharging the prescribed duty of devotional service. So Narada Muni thought that the Lord could have been seen again by the same mechanical process which was successful in the first attempt. But in spite of his utmost endeavor, again he sat down. He meditated upon the same form, same way, same thing he is trying. Previously he saw by doing the same. Again he tried the same, trying to see Lord in his heart, but not able to see. So Lord is completely independent on all the obligations. He can simply be bound up by the tie of unalloyed devotion only. Nor he is visible or perceivable by our material senses. When he pleases, being satisfied with a sincere attempt of devotional service, depending on completely on the mercy of the Lord, then he may be seen out of his own accord. So this way, the Lord disappeared in Narada Rishi's life. Okay. Next verse, please unmute yourself. Yevam yatantam vijane
Evam idantam jane
mam aha gocharo gira
Mamaha gocharo gira
gambira shlakshnaya vacha
Gambhira saknaya vacha
yuchaha prashamayan iva.
Tujaha prayamayan iva.
Please mute yourself. Seeing my attempts in that lonely place, the personality of God, who is transcendental to all mundane description, spoke to me with the gravity and pleasing words just to mitigate my grief. As he was attempting many times, then Lord spoke. He heard Lord speaking. So it is said that it is beyond approaching God is beyond this material this thing, and yet by the causeless mercy of the Lord, only one can speak to him. So Narada Muni, out of causeless mercy of Krishna, he could hear what Krishna is speaking. Let us see what he speaks. Please unmute. Hantasmin janmani bhavan
Hantasmin
Antasmin
janmani
janmani
bhava
bhavan
mamam drashtum iharhati
mamam
Mam
drishtum
drishtum
iharhati
iharhati
avipakva kashayanam
Avipakva kashayanam
Urdashoham kuyogina.
Durdashoyam
yoginam.
Please mute yourself. O Narada, the Lord spoke. The Krishna is speaking. Vishnu is speaking. I regret that during this lifetime, you will not be able to see me anymore. Those who are incomplete in service, who are not completely free from all material taints, can hardly see me. So Lord was not very happy to tell this, but he gave this information to the boy Narada Rishi that in this life you cannot see. Your service is incomplete. You have to complete your service. All the material taints, this much after doing also, material taints has not gone. For all material taints can hardly, those who have material desires cannot see Krishna. That is why Kunti Maharani is saying, Akinchana Gocharam. Krishna is Akinchana Gocharam. Those who do not have any material things can see Krishna. So, personality of God is described in the Bhagavad Gita as the most pure, the supreme, and the absolute truth. There is no trace of the tinge of materiality in his person. Thus, one who has the slightest tinge of material affection cannot approach him. The beginning devotional service starts from the point when one is freed from at least two forms of material modes, namely mode of passion and mode of ignorance. How should we start our devotional service? Even sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna, all the three modes are material only, the material modes. But the process is that one should give up the tamogun and rajogun, mode of ignorance, mode of passion. One should give up. One should situate himself in mode of goodness. Mode of goodness means certain practices, what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Get up early in the morning in the Brahma Muhurta, chant Hare, take bath, chant Hare Krishna mantra, take food which is offered to Krishna, and read Srimad Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, and maintain the association of devotees and atmosphere, the food you eat, the atmosphere you live. This all needs to be in a mode of goodness. In a mode of goodness, that is a platform where we can practice our seva, devotional service to the Lord. And we continue to practice in a mode of goodness, sattva guna. We come to the stage called pure goodness, called Shuddha Sattva. The Shuddha Sattva is actually the transcendental platform, the spiritual platform. To reach there, the Sattva Guna is very, very favorable. So one has to be, first of all, one has to be freed from the least two forms of the material modes. One should actually get rid of Tamoguna and Rajoguna. Then he comes up in his life. So one should be freed from the lust and covetousness. That's way one has to slowly start progressing in his spiritual life. And this way, once one achieves the higher and higher platform in devotional service, and finally, for all these things, it is important. Devotee should worship the deity of the Lord, Archana, either at your home or go to temple where the Archana of the deity is happening. That is why regularly you should come to temple, worship the Lord, attend the morning program. At least once a week, Sunday, you should come to temple, attend the morning program, participate in worshiping the Lord. This way, one has to slowly progress and come out of all the material sufferings. Then all the material things get purified. Then we can get audience of Krishna. Then we can actually get Krishna. We can hear Krishna. We can talk to Krishna. This is not some imagination. Hearing Krishna, talking to Krishna is not some imagination. It's a reality. It's a truth of life. So many people have achieved this. So many great sages and devotees have experienced this. And Prabhupada says, you don't get discouraged. You can also experience this. When Prabhupada said this in one lecture, and he looked at all the Western devotees, Western world is even more materialistic, full of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. You don't even get on vegetarian restaurant in outside world there. India, we are fortunate, but it is not so in the West. So Prabhupada was giving class and looked at all his devotees who were hearing the class. Everybody was putting their head down because they were thinking, now how will we progress? It's too high standard. Then Prabhupada said, if you follow 50%, 90% of what I said, I will take you back to Godhead. Some devotees became happy. Still, there are some devotees still unhappy. Then Prabhupada looked at them and said, even if you follow 80% of what I said, I will take you back to garden. Then some more devotees became happy. Still, some devotees are not happy. Then Prabhupada said, if you follow 70% of what I said, I'll take you back to garden. Many devotees became unhappy. Then final offer Prabhupada gave. He said, follow as much as possible. 50% at least. Hold on to my dhoti. I'll take you back to garden. This is a very internal uh, conversation Prabhupada had with his devotees. Meaning, you please hold on to your Guru, pure devotee. Guru should be pure devotee of the Lord. Hold on to your Guru. Hold on to your spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. And try your best as much as you can follow in your circumstances. Take guidance from the experienced devotees around you. Have a Sangha, the devotee association. Prabhupada will take care of you. Guru will take care of you. That is why Guru is very important in spiritual life. One cannot directly go to Krishna. One has to go. The Guru will help. Guru will take you back to Godhead. So we should not get discouraged. Sometimes I'm not able to follow some things. I'm not able to achieve something. I've committed something. Oh, I said I'll chant 16 rounds. Somehow I was not well yesterday. I could not chant. Of course, you can be unhappy that you could not chant, but don't lose the hope. Next day, chant 2 rounds extra. Next day, finish that, whatever is pending, or take 1 day off, some vacation, chant extra rounds. So, like this, when you're continuously trying and attempting to follow the order of Guru, so Prabhupada is with you, Krishna is with you. They will help you. They will see your sincere desire, your sincere. They will see our suffering. We are suffering so much in this material world. They will see our suffering, our desire to go back to Him. They will observe all those things. And definitely, they will save. They know Kali Yuga is very tough to practice high standards of spiritual life. So, but we should not take this as a leniency, as a permission to disobey or not to follow. We must follow as much as possible. That is where the sincerity comes into picture. Being sincere means when I say as much as you follow, when I say as much as you follow, just as much as only you know. You know, Krishna knows, Guru knows. You cannot cheat them. You cannot cheat yourself. You know what you can do, how much you can do. Whether you have time for chanting or not time for chanting. You can tell me, Prabhuji, I don't have time. I'm able to chant only 8 rounds. The truth may be that you have time for 16 rounds. The rest of the time you're watching some mobile phone. That sincerity is what they are looking at. So sincerity in devotional service will make you perfect in your life, make you perfect in your devotional service. Okay. So with this, we have come to the end of today's class discussion. So I request some of you to tell me what you have learned in today's session. What did you all together learn as an application of the Bhagavatam? Anybody wants to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Ashwini Mataji.
The first learning that we get is when one sees the Lord, he gets completely purified and becomes oblivious to material body and material senses.
Yes. What does it mean to see the spiritual form of the Lord? We got an idea. Yes. What is the second?
The second is that there is no mechanical process to see the form of Lord. It completely depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord.
Yes. We should not direct or dictate or ask the Lord this way only he should take care. Definitely He will take care of us, but we should leave that to the Lord. We should always be happy, both in the positive and difficulty and happiness and unhappiness part of our life, depending on Krishna. That's called devotional service. Okay, third, the last thing what we discussed.
We should consider difficulties in our life also to be the mercy of Lord.
Correct.
Only then Krishna will come in our lives.
Correct. So, what is the last point, last verse?
When you become devotee of Krishna, Krishna will take care of you.
Yeah. So now all the points only one Mataji has told. Hope others also hearing the class. And next time when the class is happening, you can also note down some points and present at the end of the class, sharing of what you learned. It will help you. Okay. So shall we conclude then? So thank you. Grantharar Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Shri
Jai.
Shri Krishna Balaram ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.